So in this chapter, we're going to be looking at posture. And posture is really important as a first step before you go into a physical activity, especially weight training, because you want to establish a really good base before you put some weights on that base. You do not want to get injured. Posture also helps you look good. So it helps you look put together, very classy, versus having poor posture can make you look a little bit frumpy in your clothes and make you look perhaps less healthy than you actually are. So these are the different kinds of posture. The first posture to your left is good posture. So that's what you want to look like. The second posture, and you see this often, is a forward head. So where your head is pushed forward beyond your shoulders. This is due to a weak neck and weak back muscles. So, your head is pushing forward because your muscles aren't strong enough to pull it back. You want to think of it that way. You see this kind of it's a similar posture, kyphosis. So again, the head is forward, but you see a more prominent, back problem. So your back is also being pushed forward. And this is very clearly a problem with the back muscles. They're very weak. And then also a problem with the chest muscles. So the reason the back is being pushed forward in that way is also because the chest muscles are really tight and they're pulling the shoulders in, towards the front. In lordosis, you have the opposite problem where the stomach is protruding forward and the back is also protruding forward in a very unnatural way. And you don't have to look exactly like that to know you have lordosis. You can have very slight lordosis, but you do want to pay attention to any differences in your posture compared to good posture. So lordosis, your stomach is protruding forward because you have very weak ab muscles, right? If your ab muscles were strong, they'd be able to pull it in. At the same time, you have very tight lower back muscles. So that's what's causing it to create that kind of a shape. And finally, there's sway back. And so that's an unusual posture, and I don't see it in clients that much, but if you do have this posture, it's because of very tight hamstrings, and you want to stretch out those hamstrings to relieve yourself of that problem. So I'm going to look at different ways to address these different posture problems, and hopefully it'll help you develop a really good posture. So the first is shoulder packing. So this is for someone with kyphosis and maybe even someone with a forward head kind of tilt. So shoulder packing is meant to bring your shoulders back and your chest up so that you have a very straight back. And the way you do this is by, first of all, putting your shoulders as close to the ground as you can. So moving them away from your ears. Sometimes people, especially when they're stressed or they're on the computer, they lift their shoulders towards their ears. If you do that now, you'll see what that feels like. It's like tightness in your neck area. So you want to pull your shoulders down. And then pull your shoulders backwards as far as you can. So you, like in the picture, you can see you're taking your back wings and pushing them towards each other. So it's down and back. And then thrust your chest out as far as you can. So you're going to bring your chest out and up. You're going to try and squeeze your shoulder blades and your back together. So we've already kind of done that when we moved our shoulders backwards. And push your shoulders as far as possible from your ears. So those last two are basically reaffirming the first two steps. So down and back, and do that as much as you possibly can. If you're having trouble knowing how far down or how far back or where your head should be, stand against a wall and do this activity against a wall. Your shoulders and the back of your head should be touching the wall that you are standing in front of. And that's how you know. So you could do this activity while you're watching a movie or doing something where you don't need your body or your hands. So you could just stand there and do that. And that will help you develop the right posture. And it'll help you actually know how it feels to have the right posture. Because a lot of the times clients don't really know how it even feels to have the right posture or their head in the right spot. This is really important when you're doing strength training as well, to do this before you start lifting weights. So always go, okay, Shoulders down and back before you start lifting your weights, so that when you lift your weights, you're doing it on a very solid base. To activate your abs, I would suggest you do bird dog yoga. So this movement right here, do it with one hand and one foot and then alternate to the other hand and other foot. And you can hold it for 10 seconds on each side. Do it 5 times on each side. That will help you activate your abs and strengthen your abs so they're not protruding outwards the way we saw in lordosis. And then for kyphosis especially, we saw that the character had a tight chest. So the tightness of the chest was pulling the shoulders towards the front, which was creating this kind of curve in the back. To stretch out your chest, do a standing chest stretch. So you just put your hand on a wall and then turn away from it, and you'll feel a stretch on the side of your chest, basically, on the side that you're touching the wall with. And then you want to turn around and do it with the other hand to stretch out the other side of your chest. And you can find YouTube videos doing standing chest stretches, or you can search on Google to see the right way to do it if you're not sure how to do it. The cat stretch is a really good way to stretch your back, especially the upper back. So if you have tightness in your upper back that's causing you to have, weird posture, this is a great way to stretch that out. So you're basically going to push your back down, move your shoulders away from your ears, and then push your back up and hold that for 10 seconds. And then push it down, hold it for 10 seconds, and that's how you would do this stretch. You can also find it on YouTube if you're not sure how to do it. Finally, myofascial release by using a foam roller is really great to massage yourself when you don't have someone else to massage your back. So personal trainers are not allowed to massage their clients, and we don't. But we can help clients use foam rollers to release any stress in their back or any tight muscles. So this is a great way to just do that. Just roll over the foam roller in whatever area you need to release tight muscles, and you're good to go, basically.